You to this police chase that's been taking place on the Palmetto Expressway in the Doral area. It started off, though, probably in the Kendall area, but let's talk about what we're looking at right now. This is the Palmetto Expressway in the southbound lanes right off of Northwest 25th Street, where we see that police activity. And this is what we've been monitoring and also listening in on. We understand that there was a female driver in a stolen car, a silver Honda Civic Sport. That car has no tag. You're noticing here on this exit, though, there is a lake right off of that exit. And what we understand is that driver got off of this exit at 25th Street and jumped in that lake. That is why you see all of those police cars stopped on the exit. That exit off the Palmetto Expressway is completely blocked off right now as police are on the scene. So what we understand is that driver jumping into the lake there. And it looks like Sky 10's over the scene right now. And we do see, obviously, those cops there. We see, and I do see someone that looks like they are swimming in the water there. So that's possibly the driver they're looking for as we're trying to get a little bit of a tighter view. But let me explain what sort of happened. About 15 minutes ago, we got word of this police chase taking place, and it started around the Kendall area where this driver, a female driver, in a stolen vehicle was going northbound on the Palmetto Expressway. At one point, she got off on Okeechobee Road and then went back southbound on the Palmetto, getting off on this exit 25th Street and jumping into the lake there. So we see police have stopped as this chase was going on, but this chase, trying to get this chase to an end, because even though this person has exited the vehicle and jumped in the lake, they are still, of course, trying to apprehend this person. So as we're looking here, we see police, but we also see a few bystanders, no doubt people who were just driving along, getting off of that exit and probably watching the scene unfold right now. We do see some of them walking. This exit is completely blocked off at this time as police try to figure out, no doubt, how to get that person out of the lake and into custody safely. Now, we don't know the circumstances surrounding this stolen vehicle. We only know that this woman was in a stolen vehicle and that it is a silver Honda Civic Sport. There was no tag on the car, and that's all the information we got right now. So we're still working to figure out exactly how this car was stolen, how all of this started. We do understand that there was only one person in that vehicle, and it was that woman driver. Sky 10 now is starting to pan out to the lake where we can see that person swimming in the lake. And it looks like police are trying to get her to swim towards.
Police helicopter, a female, allegedly stole a vehicle from a dealership down south at South Honda dealership and fled northbound on the Palmetto and led police on a pretty wild chase here. Ended up making a U-turn at Okeechobee Road, bailed out of the vehicle here and has jumped into this lake here, which is right off of 25th Street. You see here right now, not heeding the attempts by the police department to throw her a line so that she can swim. They have called for divers to come in the water. I'll bring the camera back out here just for a moment, and you can see police officers now here lining the wall. That's the retaining wall from the Palmetto Expressway right there. We've got an aviation unit here directing the police officers on the ground on exactly where this chase was going and where it ended up. As we said earlier, she bailed out of that vehicle on the exit ramp of the Palmetto southbound at 25th Street, jumped out of the car and jumped into the canal, started swimming, and then apparently started to have a little bit of distress. And right now she's just kind of treading water there. You can see does not appear to be too deep because she appears to be kicking up some sediment, Lynn. So what we have is a stalemate right now until someone's going to either go in the water and bring her out, or she decides to come out on her own.
Wow, that's really incredible. Again, always a first here in South Florida, especially in Miami. So we're looking at, if you're just now joining us, a live picture of what police say is somebody who stole the vehicle, as Ralph told us. They keep throwing her these buoys, 2 lines toward her. It looks like she is refusing to grab them. And again, just to give you guys an indicator of where we're at, we're talking about the city of Doral, the 826 Palmetto southbound at the 25th exit ramp. This is very close to the medical center. So they're throwing a person in there.
Just jumped in the water, Lynn. 3 officers going in the water. They're going to bring her out. They just said, cut the nonsense and let's take her out of the water. So they're going to do that right now.
This is dangerous for them as well. All right, so you have several rescue and police officers grabbing her.
They're going to secure her, Lynn. They'll secure her and they'll drag her over to the side there and stop this this incident here. We've got several officers in the water there. You can see struggling with her a little bit, but they're going to. It's not. Again, we said does not appear to be that deep because they're all kicking up some kind of sediment off the bottom.
That's really tough.
They'll get her over to this side. Yeah,
that's really. They're going to get her right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 officers pulling her. She's resisting. If you've ever tried to rescue anybody in the water who's freaking out, let alone resisting, it's very, very difficult. So hats off to them. They're pulling her up right there. This is the expressway 826 Palmetto southbound. Is that correct? Or is this the exit of 25th Street? That is correct. And
we're widening out to let our viewers know we're not. She allegedly initially had a bright green halter top dress on, and apparently they saw her either throw it out the window or she discarded it, so we weren't sure whether or not the woman was clothed or not, but they have removed her from this little lake here on the west side of the Palmetto Expressway and are bringing her up over the other side. So we'll hang on this this medium wide shot here for our own discretion here until we determine exactly what they're going to do. They have called fire rescue, and you see they deployed K9 out here. They've got everybody out here. And to give you an idea of exactly how this is happening, there's the Palmetto Expressway right there. The silver vehicle is this vehicle right here. This is the vehicle that she stole. Apparently was involved in a couple of collisions as they were pursuing her. Came to a stop here. She jumped out, and as you saw there live on WSCN, they brought her out of the water after a bunch of officers jumped in and took her into custody.
Okay, and we do appreciate the discretion. When you were tight, I wasn't sure if she was clothed or not, but that's the least of these officers' problems. So the good news is you're looking at the end result of a police pursuit.
Can we back up a little bit?
That started down south, Ralph says, at a car dealership. This female, allegedly, according to police, stole this silver Honda without a tag and took off from Palmetto Bay, 826 Palmetto southbound. Parked that vehicle, got into a few accidents, parked that vehicle, and jumped here into this canal around 25th Street exit ramp. So it looks like 826 Palmetto southbound is not affected, but the exit ramp certainly is. They threw out at least 2 lines to her. Certainly this is extremely rare. Never seen somebody accused of stealing a car refusing to come out of the water, but they had 4 or 5 officers jump in and pull her out successfully, and there she is on the side. And Ralph's got a nice wide picture because we're unsure if she is clothed or not or what the situation is. But let's play back exactly what just happened in the last few minutes. Pretty incredible. The officers they threw 2 lines out. She refused to grab them and be rescued. So at least 5 of them jumped in, grabbed her while she was resisting, pulled themselves over to that red line and pulled her up to the exit of 25th Street exit ramp successfully. None of them were injured, including this suspect who's accused of stealing this silver Honda with no tag all the way from Palmetto Bay, headed south on the 826. And there you see, this is to the right is the video, and this is a live picture right now. Yeah. Oh, okay. So we have some ground pictures to show you. Let's take a look. Thanks for the wide picture. We don't have those yet. So they have her in custody. It looks like she does have something on the bottom, maybe nothing on the top. But wow, what a dangerous situation for drivers on the road. You've got a police pursuit. We know she got into at least 1 accident. Don't know what she hit yet. But then when she pulled over and jumped into this canal, they were on her, threw out 2 lines. She refused, and then they took her in while she resisted in the water. And that was a very good point, an observation Ralph showed us. Didn't look to be too deep because sediment was being brought up, but you can drown in 3 feet of water. So dangerous day on the job for these officers, but successful ending. They got their suspect who's accused of stealing a Honda, and nobody, as far as we know, was injured. And you're looking at, there we go. Now we have some ground pictures. This is a live picture of the situation there. Again, this is 826 Palmetto Expressway southbound, and that is the car that she is accused of stealing, a silver Honda, doesn't have any tags. Allegedly, she stole it from a car dealership in Palmetto Bay and took off. Police were in hot pursuit for her. And you can see right there is this photographer, thank you, zooming in on no tags there. So they had their eye on her, and she decided to stop driving. Maybe she couldn't drive anymore. It looks like the front end is very heavily damaged. Parked it and just jumped over this area. This is around the northwest 25th Street exit ramp of the Palmetto Expressway southbound. So this exit ramp, thank you so much for that zoom in, is going to be closed, at least for now. But the good news is, traffic-wise, the Palmetto Expressway looks to be open. What a day for police officers. Wow. To the left is a live picture of that stolen car, and to the right is the rescue that you saw play out live here on Channel 7 of this female suspect who was resisting being taken into custody and being pulled out of that canal. I mean, she was really putting up a fight. So it took 5 officers to successfully pull her over to the side of the exit ramp of the 25th Street, and now we just saw her in a live picture from Ralph Rayburn, the aerial picture. She was taken into custody successfully. Ralph, let's pan out a little bit more. So you saw her walk to the police car. Police car is right there on the Palmetto. Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Here's our situation, Lynn, for the folks at home. This is the 25th Street overpass here, this diagonal road that's coming through there from top right to lower left. That road goes over to the airport. We're right in between the 2 runways here at the airport, and it's very, very dicey here. There are 4 aircraft hovering in the area, so we're positioned here where we know the police officers' vehicles are underneath there, and the woman has been placed in the back of a police car. We just can't provide you with those pictures right now. What we do know about this story is that the call went out earlier, a description of a vehicle that was taken from a dealership down in South Dade, from a Honda dealership, and this vehicle fit that description. A couple of officers saw that vehicle, casually followed the vehicle until they could get a helicopter up to follow it. And once that happened and the woman realized that she was being followed, the driver realized she was being followed, she took off, and she was driving kind of recklessly there on the highway from what we were hearing from the descriptions, both from the ground units and from the aviation units. There were several municipalities that had officers that were involved in this, and some of them decided, their supervisors told them just to return